Hi everybody, today we're going to show you how to break down a bunch of collard greens. So these are collard greens that I bought at grocery store, and so what I do to get them prepped for one of our recipes, we're going to be using these for our Ethiopian greens, our Sicilian greens, and scrambled eggs with hardy greens and mushrooms. So first, when I get these back from the grocery store, I gave them a little bit of a rinse. And what I'm going to do is just chop the bottoms off of them, because I'm going to actually use the stems and the leaves. First, I'm just going to bunch them all up. I'm going to cut off the ends. And then what I'm going to do with these end pieces, because we have a urban demonstration garden on site here, I'm going to put them in my little compost pile to have them ready to go. The next to prep them for the recipe, so we want to de-stem these leaves, and this method works for collards, varieties of kale, as well as chard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the end of the stem here with one hand and make a little fishhook motion with the other. And then I'm just going to pull along the rib. Depending on the leaf, it might take a couple tries. But then we've got the stem off the side here. Just pull to finish it off. It's not perfect every time, so we got the leaves and the stems separated. Alright, so we're just going to do it a couple of times. It's pretty fun to do actually, and it's a great little prep technique that you can get kids involved with because you don't need the sharp knives just yet. You can also, if you're not going to cook these right away, what you can also do is de-stem them and then take the leaves and just put them in an airtight container until you're ready to cook them in a recipe. Now, a lot of recipes will say to de-stem your collard greens and then discard the stems, but I don't think you should have to do that, because you want to reduce the food waste that you have, and not everybody has a compost pile at their house. I'm gonna set these aside, and I'm just going to show you real quick what I like to do with my stems. So there's a couple of things you can do. One, you can clean these up a little bit and pickle them. Another thing that I prefer to do, actually, depending on what kind it is, and how fresh it is, what I like to do is just dice them up real fine, and then you can use them like in a tuna salad, egg salad, or a green tossed salad. But for this, because they're collards and so they're a little tougher and a little more bitter, I'm just going to cook them right along with the rest of the greens in the recipe. So I just bunch them up together and just do a nice easy slice. And then instead of throwing all of this away, I've got even more nice fiber, nutrient-dense greenery to use in my recipe. There's more food that's being used and a lot less being thrown away. Right, set these aside. And then for the greens, for a lot of the recipes that we use at the Capital Area Food Bank, a lot of these do like thinner sliced, almost like ribbons. So what I do is I gather up the leaves. You see I had a variety of sizes here. And what I'll do is cut them lengthwise once and keep holding them together. And then I'm just gonna slice them down again. And it helps to cut them in these smaller pieces so that they can cook quickly. That way you're not going to cook all the nutrients out of your vegetable. And these are some nice tender greens, so they're going to cook very quickly and come together really nicely in all of our recipes.